I've been waiting for you.
Hello everyone, it's BYG Agami back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the first 10 episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Not a review, rather just a video talking about what character is the most developed within the 10 episodes. You guys are gonna be shocked at what I'm about to say, just shocked. So we got Judai, Asuka. I'm gonna go by the Japanese name since I've watched I watched 10 episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and the sub version. I think I'm on episode 3 of the English version. So technically, I can't tell you guys the English story because I haven't seen it yet, but I know the Japanese story. So we got Judai, Asuka, Sho, Ryu, Manjomen, Misawa, Kronos, Hayato. Who else is there? I think that's basically it. We got Titan, who appeared for like 2 episodes. Para and Dox. Para and Dox, their duel falls under episode 11, so we really can't talk about that. But who is the most developed character within the first 10 episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, at least for the sub version? And that character is Hayato, Chun-Li. Why I think Chun-Li or Hayato is the most developed character is because I'm about to break it down. Alright, so in episode 2 is when we see Hayato, right? Judai along with Sho go into the Osiris dorm. And we see Hayato just pop out of his bed, lazy dude, essentially for the next few episodes, very lazy. Basically, for like for the next 2 episodes, we just see him in his bed 24/7. He gives off a good advice. We also get information that he's a person that got held back. So in a sense, I'm not trying to be rude to Hayato or anything like that. I mean, but he's a failure, right? He's a failure because he didn't transcend to the next level, the next grade. And the thing is that he was very unmotivated through our initial seeing of him. But as Judai started to, talk to him more, as he started to hear about Judai beating all these upperclassmen, a dropout Osiris dorm student was doing, Asuka along with Manjim and all these upperclassmen that Osiris people would never imagine of beating. He starts to sort of get an affection for Judai. Of course, not in like a like a love manner, like have feelings for Judai, but he started to sort of get the and I like to call this the Jane effect, but I'm just gonna call it the Judai effect simply because it's a Japanese name. But it's essentially the Judai effect where all these characters are changing because of Judai. Like you look at Asuka, right? I wouldn't say she's changing, but she's sort of getting affection for Judai. Judai's doing something to her at least. Along with Sho, Sho's manning up. He's toughening up because of Judai. And Judai is helping Sho sort of man up. Along with that, Hayato is the most altered from Judai simply because he goes from a slouch to someone that actually wants to duel. Now I'm going to post the image up of what Hayato says to Principal Samjima. And I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but essentially what he says to Principal Samjima is, ever since he saw Judai, he sort of started to get the passion for dueling again. And the thing is that, I swear, that's my favorite quote in GX. It even tops the Judai meeting Yugi one, where Yugi's like to Judai, this call is calling to you. Or this is a lucky card. Or heroes always win, which he also says in the first episode. That quote stuck with me so much because I'm like, wow, he's such a well-developed character. So Judai essentially got Hayato out of the lazy, just koala, because that's basically the characteristics. When Judai first saw Hayato in the Osiris dorm, he looked like a koala. Like that's the initial look that Judai got off of Hayato, and then he even says that, and then Hayato's like, don't call me that. And then we later figure out that he runs that koala deck. But yeah, he's supposed to look like a koala. But anyways, if he looks like a koala, you would imagine that he has the same characteristics of a koala, and koalas sleep, I think, more hours than they are awake throughout the day. And that was basically Hayato. And what happens is that, as I said before, the Judai effect sort of rubs off on Hayato, and he gets interested in dueling. And then episode 5 occurs. I think it was episode 5 or episode 4. I forget. I actually forget. I'll pop it up on the screen right now. But it's the episode where Hayato's father comes in. He comes to the Duel Academy. He wants to bring Hayato back so he can work at his brewery. And I'm sorry I pronounced that word incorrectly. But basically a brewery is where they create wine, I'm pretty sure. And the thing is that Hayato has to duel his father. And essentially through that duel, he's very sad, alright? And then through that episode, he talks to his friends Judai and Sho, and says, yeah, dude, I was just about to change as well. It's basically like in real life where, you know, you're sort of about to change, you're about to move on, make that next step, and then something just happens out of nowhere, and bam, the light shut off, or bam, something happens. Actually, I experienced this very similarly. So I remember it was several months ago, right? I was working on this video called The Best Ending for Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's one of my most viral videos. And bam, I was editing it, PC, power supply got fried. And I had to wait literally a whole week. And I was editing that video. That's when I used to edit my videos hardcore. I was editing it, and the thing is that I was like, wow, my power supply sort of blew out and it didn't work. And that's very similar to Hayato, where he was about to change, he was about to go on to that next level, because that video was like my next level in terms of editing. And bam, something just happened, and basically the plug got pulled from him, and his father was going to the bathroom, or I think he was just going to the bathroom or something like that, and he overhears his son talking to Judai and Sho and Judai are caring for Hayato. They're giving him cards, strategies, etc., all this stuff. And when he duels his father, he uses these cards that Sho and Judai gave him, and he wins the duel. And the thing is that Hayato's father has a flashback to that moment, which he's like, yeah, this card, Judai's like, this card should be able to aid you in the duel, or I think he says it should help you win that duel. And the thing is that the father saw that, alright, he saw that, and then he sort of smiled. And once he was dueling him, he smiled, I recall. And of course he beats Hayato in the duel. Spoiler alert. I'm supposed to say that before the spoilers, but I said it after, so I apologize. But anyways, Hayato loses to his dad, and he's packing up, he's all sad and stuff. And the thing is that, I mean, as he was about to walk off to the academy and go to the docks and leave, I forget how to say the professor's name, the professor for the Osiris Storm. I think it's Daikoto. I'm sorry, I should know how to say his name. But the professor says, yeah, your father already left, and he just starts crying. And basically with Hayato's father leaving, it aided his character. It aided him to move on to that next step. And the thing is that that's the biggest progression thus far for my viewing of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Because you look at Judai is basically the same character from episode 1. Smiling, being happy, being positive, being overconfident, saying that he's going to win. Sho, we saw that one episode with Sho and his brother, where he was sort of going to move on to the next step, but then once the damn duel happens, he sort of weakens up. Asuka is basically the same character as well. We don't see much change from her yet. Manjuman is the same character. So basically every character that I listed has been the same except for Hayato. He's had the biggest change from episode 1 to episode 10. One other thing I want to mention is that in episode 7, when Judai, Sho, Asuka along with Hayato, they go to this dorm academy that the professor was talking about that was abandoned, which is true, the stories were true. Judai and Sho basically are going to get expelled because they were caught going there, and Hayato's like, yo, let me duel with Judai to the principal Shajima. He's like, yeah, let me duel this, and he said, at first I thought I was hopeless, but after seeing Judai duel, I want to try getting the hang of dueling again. And that's where that whole characterization of Hayato becoming the most developed character in the first 10 episodes came from, because the thing is that they're really stuck with me, because as I said before, he comes off as a very lazy person, and after seeing Judai and going through the Judai effect, he becomes more inclined to duel. And one other thing I do want to talk about is that, I forgot to mention this, when his father came in episode 9, alright, he was actually legit about to leave. He was about to leave, alright, and not only that, he didn't even stand up to his father, he didn't even want to duel him. He said that he was going to go regardless, and then Judai was like, yo boy, get up, let's go. And then they go to the principal Samjim's office, and then that's where the duel happens, that's where the duel commences, or it sparks from. And then they have a duel, and as I said before, they help him out, they give him the cards, this, that. But these are just like very minor things, but over time the minor things add up to become something big. And that's what really helped out with this development. And I just want to make this video because I haven't seen this much change in the Yu-Gi-Oh character. Like, damn, it's actually pretty shocking. And that's a lot of change for one character. And I think that a lot of people sort of didn't notice this. And oh no, I'm probably one of the only people that noticed this, but that's the video for today. Thank you very much for watching, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content.